Hey, this is Irene, and I'm going to talk about these three cases that we've used to help manage meds for our parents. The first one that we tried out was this case. It is nice. We found that for Tatiana, because of her stroke, um, opening this up, it's a slide type of open mechanism where you slide the cover on and off. It turned out to be a little too difficult for her. We also tried using this for Dad, but he has early Parkinson's, so that also turned out to be a little too difficult for him. I don't personally have problems with sliding it back and forth. I certainly like the case that it came in, that it keeps it nicely organized. I like the multicolor. So it really comes down to whether the person using it can manage sliding it open or not. So for us, it didn't quite work out. The other case that we tried, this was for Dad. Early on, he was only using meds that were AM and PM. And it's really nice in the fact that it is easy open. You push it, it opens up. It's very big if you have big pills. Easy open, easy close. But what happened is a little later on, his meds increased and he needed more than just 2 slots. He needed at least 3. And I could not find this type of open style med organizer with 3 slots. So I've seen them with the 1 slot version and the 2 slot version, but not 3 or 4. So eventually this became obsolete for us and we couldn't use it anymore. These did not come with an organizing case. At least I couldn't find one. I actually built this myself. They actually were sold as individuals. And I put labels on them myself with my label maker. What we ended up eventually doing was using this system for both parents. It's nice because the case just holds everything. It's color coded. I end up getting the clear color for Dad and the multicolor for Mom just because it was easier to identify them quickly, even though their meds don't look anything like each other. So it's not like we're gonna confuse one med with the other, but it was just nice to visually have a distinction in color. They open up like this. It has a little spring load, so it pops up. For Dad's, I went ahead and took off the opening, I don't know, the lids, I guess, because you can do that. Basically, it has 4 compartments. This one has been used quite a bit, so the letters, they do rub off. That's unfortunate. I've never really had a med case where the letters didn't rub off. They always seem to over time, so I always really just take a permanent marker and write them in once they start to rub off too much, but it's pretty obvious morning, noon, evening, and night. It's a flip open, and for Mom and Dad, it's easy enough for them to flip it open. I suppose if somebody had a lot of difficulty opening medications, this might be difficult for some people. In that case, I would recommend these because this is the easiest to open that I've found. But what I like about this is it does have 4 slots. The case, I just like meds that have cases. It helps organize it. And the other thing that I started to do is I used to prep meds on a weekly basis, like every Sunday. But it does become quite tiring to do that. So I went ahead and I bought several of each kind, and now you can prep them once a month or every other week, whatever works for you. For me, right now I prep them every 3 weeks. It's nice because occasionally there are some med adjustments, so you don't want to prep so many in case there is a med adjustment. But if you're doing the same meds week in and week out, I would recommend, at least for us, this worked the best in buying several cases and just prepping them ahead of time, maybe once a month. Um, and of course, the other thing is I love Excel. I created an Excel chart for mom's meds. Um, and I'm going to start doing one for dad's too. His meds are starting to become a little more complicated. Um, but, mom uses, I don't know, probably like 12 medications. So having a med chart that's clearly listed out that you can follow and track when prepping them, I definitely highly recommend doing something like that. I hope this helps you know some of the options that are out there. All of these were purchased on Amazon. To me, it's the easiest way to buy these types of pill organizers. A lot of times the stores don't carry these options. But it really depends where you live and what kind of stores you have near your house. So I hope that helps. Keep watching. Thanks.